August is almost here and I still need to make my TBR for the month. So in today's video, you're gonna be coming along with me while I make that TBR. I'm gonna be looking at books, I'm gonna be looking at new titles, I'm gonna be adding books to that list, as well as filling out my planner for the month. Hello, Sonnet here. I am so glad to see you again. I hope you are wonderful. First things first, I do like to create a little template to drag and drop and add all of the titles to my TBR. So I did go into Canva and I created a little template here for my August list. I added a little road trip background, as well as the title is August Road Trip List. I am taking a road trip this month, although not all of the books are road trip themed. You know, I just thought it would be cute to have a little title for my list. Now I only have 6 slots on my TBR template here. That's because I don't like to box myself in too badly. I typically read more than 6 books a month. However, if I don't, that's okay. But also if I want to change it up and I see a book somewhere that I'm like, I have to read that right now, I do have room to add or change or do whatever. Okay, so I do have 3 books that I know I definitely want to get to this month. So we are going to go ahead and fill those in first, and then we'll look at books, browse my TBR list, and see kind of what I want to do to fill in those last 3 spots. The very first book I'm going to be adding to my August TBR is It's Kind of a Cute Story by Rolly Crump. Now, I have read this book before. It is one of my all-time favorite books, and it is written by Jeff Heimbuch. Rolly Crump told him all these amazing things, and Jeff Heimbuch wrote it down for this book. Rolly Crump is my all-time favorite Walt Disney Imagineer, and I love this book. Like I said, I have read this one before, and I will be physically bringing this one with me on my road trip. It's the only book I am going to be bringing on my actual road trip just because I'm not going to really have much time to read. But since I have read this one before, and it's kind of set up in a way where I don't have to necessarily read it all in order, especially since I've read it before, I just thought it would be the perfect little addition for if I have some downtime or whatever, I can dive back into this one. It's Kind of a Cute Story is essentially a tribute to the art and life of Rolly Crump. If you don't know who Rolly Crump is, he was an artist and Walt Disney Imagineer. He also did animation for Walt Disney Studios, and he is responsible for a lot of the iconic images that you see all around Disneyland. I love Rolly Crump, I love Disneyland, I love Disney, and so this one is going to be perfect for my road trip. Next up, I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read the whole thing because it's actually 3 books in one, but we'll see. A couple months ago, I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw this and I had to have it, and that is The Adventures of Indiana Jones. If you don't know, Raiders of the Lost Ark is my all-time favorite movie. I love everything about Indiana Jones. It's everything to me. And so when I saw this, I think it's because the Dial of Destiny had just come out, I had to get it. It's actually the novelizations of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. Campbell Black adapted Raiders of the Lost Ark, James Kahn adapted Temple of Doom, and then Rob MacGregor adapted The Last Crusade. I do collect these Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition books, so it's going to be perfect for my collection. And look at the inside, just so cute. So when I saw this, I knew I had to have it, and it's the perfect addition to a August, summer, road trip, adventure themed TBR. Number 3 on my TBR is actually a digital book, and that is Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. Now, if you watched my all of the books I have read so far this year video, you will have learned that Lost Stars was the very first book that I began reading or listening to. I was listening to the audiobook in 2023, and I actually did not finish the book because of reasons. But I did find the digital book, and so I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and add it to the monthly August TBR because I think it fits pretty perfectly. This is essentially a novel, a Romeo and Juliet type of story that takes place in the Star Wars universe. This love story takes place between the events of all of the Star Wars movies. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I'm so curious to see how it's gonna tie in with everything, and yeah. Okay, now it's time to add the last 3 slots of my TBR. These are books that I don't know what I'm gonna read yet. So let's go ahead. I have a stack of physical books here that I'm gonna kind of go through and see which one I wanna add. I do want them to be kind of summer themed and kind of fit the road trip theme, but it doesn't have to be, so I don't know. We'll see. The first one is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I'm hearing so many great things about this book. This book, I think, is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this one. It seems so fun. It just seems very adventurous. I think pirates are involved in this one. This is 365 pages, so it's not gonna take me forever to read this one. So yeah, we'll see. This one's definitely high up there. So similar to Tress of the Emerald Sea, I do have The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. I am gonna butcher this name. I apologize to the author, by Shannon Chakraborty. But I say this one is similar to Tress of the Emerald Sea because this one is about a pirate. She wants to retire from being a pirate, but then something pulls her back in. She gets back together with her old crew, and together they can search for fortune and glory. However, the price to become a legend is pretty high. I don't know, this one just sounds so fun. It sounds so full of adventure. And again, I kind of feel like that's the theme a little bit of August. This one is 471 pages, so I don't know. Which one do I choose? Do I choose The Adventure of Amina al-Sirafi? Do I do Tress of the Emerald Sea? I don't know. This next one I think is one that I definitely will be adding to my TBR the more that I think of it and the more that I kind of look at my stack of books. I saw this one when I went to Barnes & Noble the last time. I didn't pick it up because I didn't want to just do an impulsive purchase, but I think I'm definitely going to be adding this one, and that is The Antiquity Affair by Lee Kelly and Jennifer Marie Thorne. This is a historical fiction. It takes place in 1907, and there is an archaeologist, Dr. Warren Ford. He's looking for a relic, but he's not gonna find it. From my understanding, this whole adventure is about his 2 daughters. Let me go ahead and just read this little blurb on Goodreads. I think it kind of sums up the book perfectly. In this women-centered nod to the beloved Indiana Jones stories, The Antiquity Affair is a high-stakes transatlantic thrill ride with the page-turning excitement and romance of classic adventure novels and a poignant story of sisterhood at its core. You guys know this. I have a sister. I love my sister. I love stories about sisters. I love Indiana Jones. This is perfect. It says here, an archaeologist's strange daughters, a legendary artifact known as the Serpent's Crown, a puzzle 3 millennia in the making. Historical fiction, adventure, sisters, Egypt. I mean, I think this book is a must read for August. I'm definitely going to be adding it. So there we are. We have number 4. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and go to my story graph and see what books I have on my TBR that are more on the adventurous side. I feel like that is the theme for August, right? We have come up with a theme. August, road trip, TBR, all about adventure. And Disney Imagineer Rolly Crump. I think I found it. So after kind of looking through my TBR, I think my 5th book that I'm going to be adding to this month's list is Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. I have been trying to include one classic every month of my reading. So here we go. I would consider this one a classic, wouldn't you? Published in 1872 by Jules Verne. This follows Phileas Fogg of London and his newly employed French valet, who I cannot say his name, as they circumnavigate the world in 80 days. I'm sure you've heard of this book. Again, it's a classic. It's films and it's referenced all the time in media and pop culture. So yeah, I think this is perfect. Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, number 5 on our August TBR. That leads us to our last book. Let's see. We have 2 to choose from. Oh my goodness, which one do you recommend? Oh. I think I have decided I'm picking the one that has been on my TBR the longest, which is The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. So there we have it, our August TBR. It's kind of a cute story by Rolly Crump and Jeff Heimbuch. The Adventures of Indiana Jones, adapted from the screenplays. Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. The Antiquity Affair by Lee Kelly and Jennifer Thorne. Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Vern. And The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. Now that we have our TBR all planned, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of planning in my planner for the month of August. Go ahead and get cozy, grab a blanket, grab a beverage of choice, grab your planner. Let's go ahead and start planning together. So I did go ahead and get all of my planner kind of organized. I wrote down some of my personal goals, professional goals, that sort of thing. Typically, I do fill out this portion with all of the important dates and appointments and things that I have. But since I don't want to expose too much sensitive information, I decided that, we'll just kind of leave this part blank and I'll share with you the edges here. So this is all for August. I do plan on trying to crochet a lot of miniatures. So again, craft fair season is coming up in October. So for example, this is perfect here for a keychain. Just put a little key ring on it. It's nice and inexpensive for those that want to get some handmade crafts. I do want to create more of these because they are really good sellers. So that's the plan, is to crochet mostly minis to create into keychains. And I do want to create the Sally doll that I talked about in my summer ween video. I plan on crocheting that one on my road trip. So yeah, we'll go ahead and add that. I also got some really cute felt patterns for little tiny felt critters and characters, and then any art that I want to catch up on. August is the month that I do plan on getting all of my artwork and art products together for my craft fair. So that is my first goal here. I have my August TBR right here. That is a huge goal. We made that earlier. Personally, I do want to do more meditations. I love meditating, and I can tell when I'm not doing a good job with activity or eating well or meditation because my anxiety goes through the roof. So I definitely want to get back on track with all of that. I do want to work on producing better YouTube content, kind of see what everybody's liking, seeing what's not working for people, and just improve. I'm really wanting to film and post a reading vlog. I've never done a reading vlog yet. My YouTube channel is still pretty new. I think this road trip is going to be the perfect backdrop. Yeah, a road trip reading vlog sounds awesome. There we have it, our August TBR. We planned out August together in my planner, and craft show season is coming up. Oh my goodness, I am so excited, but a little anxious at the same time. Have lots to do, but that's okay. I'm curious, what are your August reading plans? Do you have anything major planned for August? Any vacations coming up? Start of school? Any of that? Please let me know down in the comments. But that does it for me. I love you so much. You are so wonderful, and I hope you have a wonderful end of July, and I will see you all a little later. Bye.